Anthony Joshua has reportedly adopted a prison mindset. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel. Joshua, this is fight week. Revenge or repeat. Andy Ruiz clash at the Dunes. Link in the description. The Guardian has quoted Joshua from, fight week, grand arrivals or whatever. And it says Joshua adopts a prison mindset for the Andy Ruiz world title match. Anthony Joshua has claimed he has adopted a prison mindset and become even more dedicated in his search for redemption against Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia Saturday. Joshua said he spent his 30th birthday in digs in Sheffield, has cut out salt, and invested significantly on top quality sparring partners in a bid to win his world title back. Former WBA, IBF, and WBO and IBO heavyweight champion said he has the same lockdown attitude he had as a youngster after nearly going to jail, when he prayed for a second chance at life into his preparations. Quote, "When I went into boxing, I was getting into a lot of trouble. I had a major court case and I prayed, God, if you give me a second chance at life, I will make all the changes in the world. When I beat the court case, I got into boxing and I focused. Same thing with Andy Ruiz. Give me a chance at life and see what I can do. I just dedicated myself. I said I would put myself on a 15-year prison sentence to boxing and have that focus." That was in 2008. But when it was put to Joshua that he might retire in 2023, he replied, "I could go on longer. It's just a mindset." A prison mindset. So he's okay. So somebody said this was in 2008 when he first started, and he said 15 years. So they're saying, hey, 15 years would be in 2023. And then now he changes it and says, I could go on longer. It's just a mindset, a prison mindset, like a military mindset, lockdown, training, focus, sleep. You have to have that mindset. You have to have to be in that regime. Or that regimen, excuse me. That includes celebrating his birthday in digs in Sheffield, where he talked to nutritionist Mark. I live boxing, I live it. That's all I do. I have a lot more energy now. I am no longer focused on any other opponent than Ruiz. Joshua has corrected the failings of the first camp, blah, blah, blah. Sparring is important because it is closest thing you can get to the fight. We don't always want to do it. Who says that? We don't always want to do it because it's a big cost, but it's the best way to prepare. They throw everything at me. If I do 12 rounds, then with 5 different people back to back, I am dealing with every shot coming at me. Ruiz doesn't get enough credit for his jab. That's basically what I want to talk. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but listen, somebody lost, somebody loses. You're trying to get it back. I get it. Trying new things. Again, I get it. I'm not mad at someone who loses in an embarrassing way or, just takes an L and they're looking to get that back and try different things. Joshua, simply put, talks too much. What I mean is he's why are you telling everybody every lurid, lucid detail, and he just reveals too much. And again, fortune cookie Joshua, it seems like he's constantly talking like the 48 laws of power or something, like he's It's not. It's like not even real life. It's a movie script or a book. It just, to me, it sounds very. That's why they say the robot and say he's robotic. Listen to what he's like. Yeah, lockdown, military mindset. You know, I get myself in a militia. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Joshua, by far for me, is the most awkward, peculiar guy in boxing at the level. You know what I'm saying? Not like Blair, the Flair, Cobbs, or something like that, because I think he's putting on a show inspired by like wrestlers. Joshua is saying all of what he's saying as if he believes it. But the reason why I'm saying Joshua talks too much, not that you shouldn't talk to reporters or answer questions, but he reveals too much of the sauce, which mentally lets me know I'm not a psychologist or therapist, but from my perspective, I believe he is scrambled since the Ruiz loss. Because what would force a man into these perils and like the depths of, so I'm not even gonna, I don't even want to, because my time is money. I'm not even gonna go too deep into it, but I will give you some like context to what I'm saying. Joshua has done interviews and now he's saying, okay, prison lockdown, military mindset, I'm on a prison sentence. This is what he's saying. So after the loss, he's talked about changing sparring. He's talked about he's not eating salt. He's talked about, I went to the motherland. I went to Nigeria where my parents are from. And that really, rejuvenated me because I was there for 10 days, no work, and, connecting with the people. So he went back to the motherland. He went to Nigeria to connect with the people. He's telling you all these things and revealing all these things, but he's never done that before. So to me, that's not a good mental state, because if he was this candid and open previously, before, you couldn't get a word in edgewise and like get multiple interviews in the camp and stuff and have him tell every single detail of what he was doing. But now all of a sudden he's doing it. So this Ruiz loss, I think, has taken a major toll, my opinion of it. And what's being shown, the outward things that we can see, to me, prove that. It proved that he adopted a prison. Like, who says that? Like, the thing is, if you do it, just do it. Like, why are you telling people, it's like he's trying to coach himself and pep talk himself and build himself up. That's what I really take it as. So if I take it as that, I know I can't be the only one. Maybe Ruiz's team does it. He's saying, when I went into boxing, I was getting in trouble, so I had to take it back. See, there's so many flaws in what Joshua's vulnerability or whatever that it makes him not believable, because it doesn't sound like alpha male. Like, James Bond is not going to tell you everything about his past. He's going to let the woman talk and she's going to reveal her whole past. James Bond ain't going to tell you, I was born in this and, I was raised here and I learned weapons training here. He's not going to tell you everything. Like, there's a bit of enigma, a bit of mystery. Joshua's like, I went to Nigeria. I had to re-cleanse myself and refocus my skill. I changed salt. He's like, it's like he's telling you everything he's going to do. When I want to do something new on my channel, I'm just giving you an example. I just do it. I don't tell nobody. I don't like forewarn you. More often than not, I'll just do it. If when I came up with Ego Weight Watchers, Box the Ego First Look, I didn't tell nobody. I didn't say, I've been working on 6 new types of videos and Ego Weight. I just did it. I just released it. So I feel like less would be more for Joshua right now. There's all this prison talk and, now the week of the fight, there's a lot like of information that I have that goes into why I'm saying this. But the week of the fight week just started, and now Joshua's sparring partner, Timothy Moten, did an interview that just was published, and it says Joshua is like ravaging sparring partners and knocking them down, and they're getting sent home. Like, it just sounds like he was put up to do that. He was paid to do that, or, someone told, hey, say this. Because one, Timothy Moten, out of the other guys he has in sparring, is the least known name. You didn't hear Bryant Jennings or Andrew Tabiti or Derek Chisora say these exact things. It came from the least known person who doesn't have the biggest rep and image or whatever. Second of all, why would it come out of all this time he's been training, probably a long camp or whatever, it comes out the week of the fight? That's like a scare tactic. It's the oldest trick of the book. They said Canelo Alvarez was knocking out sparring partners and breaking their noses and jaws right before the Floyd Mayweather fight. But when he fought Floyd, what happened? Not that, you know? So to me, that sounds like a leak, a plug, like a mole. Like they put this information out there. And to make that even more messed up, and I'll do a separate video. This came out, right? This came out where he's destroying sparring partners and sending them home. Bow. World Boxing News, there's an article. Anthony Joshua reportedly troubled by a sparring partner again. And Marcos from Fight Hub had an interview where he asked Eddie Hearn directly weeks ago, you know, hey, I've heard some things from more than one person that Joshua, you know, he's getting hurt in sparring and maybe mentally he's not the same. So 2 different major boxing outlets or entities have heard the exact opposite. So and then on top of that, to make that even more messed up, this is the type of stuff we heard in the first fight with Joey DeVecco. To make that even more messed up, there's an interview with Joshua's team or Joshua, and they blame Joey DeVecco for the first Ruiz loss. Bro, this is a lot. They said he wasn't throwing enough punches, but we heard that, you know, from the rumors that he slept you. So you tell me again, Anthony Joshua's team has not proven to be trustworthy. That's what I see. So somebody in the camp is like you know, the person with the least brand, Timothy Moten. He's the one that's saying Joshua's sending sparring partners home. Who did he send home? Because if you look at it, like, bro, this is just not like, I don't even know why y'all want to do this. Who did he send home when people that he's sparring with, the most important names at least? Watch, let me show you. Give me 1 second. Now, it conveniently wouldn't work. Whatever. Show must go on. Anyway, Brian Jennings, Tabiti, they're in Saudi Arabia. Timothy Moten in Saudi Arabia. So, who did he send home? What sparring partner? What sparring partner got sent home? Because the biggest names are in Saudi Arabia because they work with the team. So I don't understand that. You believe whatever you want, but this is not happening. I didn't hear Deontay Wilder in preps for Luis Ortiz 1 or 2 was hurt in sparring. I didn't hear Luis Ortiz in the Deontay Wilder 1 or 2 fight was hurt in sparring, right? We're not hearing nothing about Andy Ruiz's sparring going left. So it's just like, why are we hearing this about Joshua in multiple times? And not even just here. Not even just here. David Price allegedly dropped him. I think he said that's confirmed. You had Daniel Dubois. And then now you're coming off the worst performance of your career, pro career, where you got dropped 4 times and stopped. Realistically, it wouldn't be surprising if your confidence is a little bit rattled or shook. But again, that's why I had to go in depth a little bit. That's why Joshua's saying all this prison talk and stuff, military mindset. It sounds like he's building himself up because he's talking too much. If you're I know people who say they can drink and they'll outdrink anybody, and they're loud about, oh yeah, man, ain't no one da. And then you go to a house party. This I'm talking about back in the day, like high school or something. Oh, I can, and ain't no one could outdrink me. Blah blah blah. And then you go to a house party, and then they're the ones throwing up because they drank a little too much, and they didn't even have that much, you know. And then there's other people that could really drink you under the table, or alcoholics, or you know, they have a high tolerance for alcohol because they've been drinking so long, or drinking, you know, high volumes of liquor. You know, Joshua is sounding more and more like the person who says I could outdrink you, but the one like throwing up. And that, again, that's just in my experience in life, when people overly talk about the same thing. It's almost like they're trying to convince themselves. It's like he's trying to convince himself, build him up. Oh, I got a prison mindset. I could go a little bit deeper, but I'm probably going to wrap this video up. Another example of this is, he says he put himself on a 15-year prison sentence. But if you really do like the first 48 forensic files, I love forensic files, like my favorite show. Let's look at this like a forensic pathologist, right? He says in 2008, he prayed to the Lord to give him a second chance at redemption and military prison mindset, 15-year lockdown, you know, on some training day. Yeah, 23-hour lockdown, huh? You think you'd do this to me, huh? Like, all right, 15 years. So the 15 years ain't up, but it sounds like you've been slipping, because now you lost, and now you had to go to Nigeria. Now you had to cut out salt. Now you had to refocus. So if you were on this mindset for a 15-year and you were locked in, then why does it sound like after the loss, you had to cut weight, bring in different sparring partners, cut out salt, and refocus? I thought you was in the prison mindset since 2008. Again, if you look at these inconsistencies, they don't make any sense. You were supposed to be, they just said in this article, you said you were on a 15-year prison sentence from 2008, which would last until 2023. So basically, somewhere along the way, you lost the hunger, you lost your grind, you lost the focus, because now after you lost, you're trying to bring it all back. You're trying to get better sparring partners or diverse sparring partners. You're trying to cut out salt. You're telling yourself all this stuff. That's why it doesn't sound believable. Sounds like Joshua, you know, has a good heart. His head's or his heart's in the right place, but it just doesn't sound believable. Again, they have said too much. They should stop. They should do what Ronda Rousey did. Media lockdown. I ain't doing no interviews, because that would be the most mysterious thing he could do, and no one would know. But he's revealing too much. So good luck to him. We'll see Saturday. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Andy Ruiz or Joshua, prison mindset Joshua. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.